Do not use Duolingo for learning Japanese. Let's go through some examples. Here she wants you to translate good evening,
こんば
nice to
んは。
meet you. But the problem is that she wants to translate nice to meet you to dozo yoroshiku. But dozo yoroshiku is a phrase that Japanese people don't actually use. They would say yoroshiku or yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Dozo yoroshiku is pretty weird and unnatural
どう
phrase.
ぞ
So
よろ
if you
し
would
く。
to say it, it would sound like a robot or just weird. So here she said, それは美味しいです. And the soreba part can be easily omitted. Actually, it is omitted when speaking Japanese with people. Not writing, but maybe even writing. But certainly when speaking with Japanese people, you wouldn't say それは美味しいです. それは美味しいです. If she would to eat cake, she would say 美味しいです. The それは wouldn't actually be used when speaking with normal people. If you would to say it, people would look at you weirdly because people don't actually use this phrase. それは美味しいです. Here she says, いいえ、
いいえ。
日本人です. And the problem is the いいえ. いいえ is the word that Duolingo teaches you as no, but in normal conversation, people don't actually use いいえ. They would say either いえ or いや or even や. That are free words for Japanese no that you can use and wouldn't sound weird. If you said いいえ, again people would think you are weird or it would be obvious that your Japanese is not actually that good. The best possible option is yeah or yeah, I believe. Maybe even the yeah, but yeah is my favorite for Japanese now. Here, Nakayama-san wa gakusei desu. And the wa particle, Nakayama-san wa gakusei desu, can be easily omitted. You could say Nakayama-san gakusei desu, and it would be completely natural and correct. But that's a small mistake. Here, my younger brother is 7 years old. I will try to put
弟。
the sentence without the wa particle
7
omitted because that
歳
is what
です。
Japanese person would do. Oh, and it's incorrect. So they don't allow it to. And that is the thing I don't like about Duolingo. It forces you to use unnecessary particles or even unnecessary words. And if you don't use them, they will say, "Oh, it's incorrect." And what happens after a year? You will speak Japanese completely weirdly, and you will have to relearn it or take the L and just be weird and made fun of. Maybe not made fun of, but you would learn Japanese for quite a long time just to sound like you just learn it.
Naomi さんです。
And here it is okay. I don't have to use the wa particle. It's so inconsistent. It always changes.
こんにちは、花です。こんにちは。
Yes, and they'll teach you konnichiwa, but that doesn't mean hello, it means good afternoon. If you use it in the evening or morning, it is again weird. Shiroi. Yes, here he could use kanji, the kanji for white, this, because learning only hiragana doesn't teach you anything much, but alright. Watashi no kutsu wa soko desu. Here the watashi no could be omitted, it is useless, because she is obviously talking about her shoes. Maybe there could be some situations where you talk about your shoes, but the other person doesn't understand, but mostly when you talk say something like this, it is obvious that you are talking about your shoes. They teach you this, they teach you the less common phrases, and then you will think that when you want to talk about your shoes, you will have to use Watashi no kutsu wa soko desu. And again, you will end up sounding weird and unnatural. Now you see why I don't recommend Duolingo for learning Japanese. This was just some of the mistakes. I found a lot of more, but I don't want to make this video so long because you got the point, even from this. When you use Duolingo, you end up sounding unnatural and weird, and people could even make fun of you, so just don't use Duolingo for learning Japanese. Instead of that, use my full Japanese course for beginners, where I teach you how to speak completely correctly and natural, and people will think that you are fluent. So first link in the description. Now I will show you the lessons from this video so you can remember at least something. And if you use Duolingo, then you can correct it in your head. The first lesson, don't use unnecessary words or particles like "それは美味しいです." If it's obvious from the context, like you are eating a cake, you can say "美味しいです" and it is completely correct. Same for if you should say like mm, "this is my pen," phrase that Duolingo teaches you. "それは私のペンです." Hmm. Oh, that is completely useless phrase. I don't even think that you would use it. But again, you omit the "それは" at least. "私のペンです." Even that sounds quite weird because when would you use it? But you get what I mean. Just don't use "それは" or "これは" when it is obvious from the context. Don't use "ie." Just completely cut it off from your dictionary and change it for "ya," "ya," or "yeah." Remember that you can also cut some "ba" particles when unnecessary. If you were to say cake is tasty, it is useless sentence, but an example that just popped in my head. Keiki wa oishii desu. You could say keiki oishii desu or keiki oishii. Again, depending on who are you speaking with or to. And the last lesson is when you are introducing yourself, you would just say, for example, for me, John desu. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Or yoroshiku. No, dozo yoroshiku. You can cut it of your dictionary too. How are you going to learn Japanese if you are not going to use Duolingo? You could perhaps use my channel to learn, or even my full Japanese course for beginners. Or you could use any other YouTuber for learning Japanese. There are quite a lot of them. And of course, I recommend you to learn through immersion. So you will watch Netflix, Animelon, or any source of Japanese text that you can learn from. And you will just have to figure it out on your own. Duolingo makes it quite easy, but if you want to learn better and want your Japanese to sound normal and fluent, you will have to cut Duolingo off. That is everything for this video. I hope that you stop using Duolingo after this lesson or didn't preferably use it at all. And I'd appreciate if you would like and subscribe. And goodbye.